You're listening to Ed the Concrete Man, the only podcast where cracks get fixed, floors get fancy, and concrete becomes cool. Hosted by Ed Rivas, founder and CEO of Concrete Epoxy by CSI, serving up solid advice and even more solid surfaces across North Dallas. Whether it's your driveway, patio, garage, or mystery slab, we build and beautify concrete, and we've got the trowel marks to prove it.
Is your old slab looking rough and you're wondering if you need to tear it all out? Good news! Ed's got options that'll save you time, money, and a whole lot of mess. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sofia Yvette, co host slash producer, back in the studio with Ed Rivas, founder and CEO of Concrete and Epoxy by CSI. Ed, how's it going today?
Doing pretty good, Sophia. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Ed, and that's great to hear. So, can you inform our listeners? Can you install new concrete over existing slab?
Yes. Technically, it's not installing new concrete. There are certain materials that are like mixed with concrete that you can utilize to resurface concrete. So if you have a concrete that doesn't look that good, it may have some hairline cracks, which are hairline cracks are nothing other than static. If your concrete is still solid and you want to make it look good, we can use a resurfacing. Also, a lot of people knows them as overlay or stem decorated concrete. We can make it look like new or even better than that.
Are hairline cracks an issue in the long run?
They're not. Hairline cracks happens typically because of the movement and the concrete stress. So there is a shrinkage, but the hairline cracks are not just aesthetic. They're not going to affect the strength of your concrete.
And what's involved in assessing whether my slab is structurally sound?
If you have cracks in your concrete and those cracks are bigger than like I would say 6 inches. If you have a hairline crack, it's not a problem. But if you see that is I'm sorry, I don't mean to say 6 inches, half inch. If they're bigger than half inch and you start seeing like the rebar inside and all that, that's a major problem because it may start cracking even more. That is when you can think that there is something wrong with the structure of your concrete.
Understood. Now, how thick is new concrete layer when it's installed over an old slab?
An overlay or decorative resurfacing concrete is only about a not even a quarter of an inch. So some people worry about, oh, if I do this, because we do it a lot like in pool decks,
Mhm.
they say, oh, so my concrete now is going to be higher than the rest of the areas. And no, it's really not going to be even noticeable because it's very thin. It's very resistant. It gives you 4,000 psi, but it's not really thick.
Wow.
It's a thin layer of concrete mix.
Can you stamp or color the new concrete overlay?
Most definitely. Actually, most of the applications that we do with resurfacing concrete is like decorative. You can make it look almost anything. You can make it look like stone, you can make it look like travertine, you can make it look many different ways because that's a material that we actually going to lay the material and then we can carve in any way that you like, any shape.
Now, how long does this kind of project typically take from start to finish?
It depends on the actual size of the project. But let's say a regular patio that is 300 or 400 square feet is a couple days job.
Now, does that depend on how you want to decorate the new overlay?
If yes and no, it's more related to the size because first you have to put the first layer of the material and it has to dry, and then next day you do the coloring and then you have to seal it also. Now, like I say, a
Mm.
regular size, you can do any shape and it's still a couple days. Now, if you start getting into something bigger, then of course increase the timing. But an average patio 400 or 500 square feet is a couple days.
Now, what kind of bonding agents or overlay systems do you use?
I mean, there are different materials that you can buy. The material that we use is a mix of cement with stone, and you have to create certain profile on the base concrete. We watch it very well. If there is not enough profile, we have to grind it to come up with some profile so the material really grabs to the bottom one.
That sounds like a lengthy process, is it?
I mean, if you don't know how to do it, maybe, but we experience. We've been doing it for a long time, so we found a way to make it more like easy for us.
Any final words that you have on
If,
creating?
if you have any concrete that you think it doesn't look that good, or you're not sure if it needs to be redone, give us a call and we can give you a free estimate. We can go and assess the actual the project or your project, and we can give you an honest opinion if you really need to redo it, or we can do a resurfacing for you, and it's very durable.
Now, are there any other signs that the concrete needs to be redone?
Oh, I mean, if you have a big opening bigger than a hairline crack, you may have to redo the concrete. But if it's just something thin as a hairline crack, we can do the resurfacing. Now, sometimes you see like you power wash it too hard and you see little rocks and things like that. That's when you probably want to do a resurfacing to make it look nicer.
Do you have any stories of clients who came across that same issue?
Wow. Okay. Do we have time for that? I have so many clients that we can help with that during the last few years.
Just a quick story to share.
I mean, the other day I went to a client that they used to have a kitchen on the pool and like in the patio next to the pool deck. So the concrete under the kitchen, when they remove it, it was completely bad. It was looking pretty bad. So the
Mm.
client called me thinking that they need to like demolish the concrete and redo it again to make it look like even or nice. And we were able to save them a few $1,000 because instead of we redoing the concrete, we were able to do a resurfacing and make the whole area look nice and even.
Wow. Thank you for those helpful insights, Ed. We'll catch you on the next episode. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you, Sophia. It's good talking to you and to the audience.
That's it for this episode of Ed the Concrete Man, because boring concrete is so last season. Want your space to shine and not crack? Call Ed at 945-400-4362 for a free in-home consultation, or visit csius.net. From driveways to patios and everything in between, if it's concrete, we've got you covered. Until next time, keep it smooth and let Ed handle the heavy stuff.